What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the greatest podcast in the world, Shooting the Shit Uncensored. I am your host, the truth, the dad bod god, the ball, the beard, and the fucking beautiful Piers Austin. And tonight, man, this is a really fun conversation I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to start doing more of these sort of things where I'm bringing on multiple guests because I feel like it's fun. We get to have a fun hangout. We get to enjoy, have a great conversation. You guys get to enjoy it as well. If you want to ask a question, throw up a super chat or a super sticker in the comments just so we can get to see it, and we'll bring up your question. But before we get into it, let's thank our sponsor for tonight's episode, which is Sleefs.com, SLEEFS, Sleefs.com. You guys always hear me raving about these fucking people at Sleefs.com. They are on another fucking level. Now, listen, they've got all your athletic gear and wear covered. They've got those armbands, compression pants, compression shorts, headbands, boots, mouth guards, and you know they've got those dirty boxes that I'm always rocking. And I'm going to tell you, these dirty boxes stay dry, they stay fresh, and they got funky designs on the front that keep Mrs. Austin laughing on what's on the front of the boxes and not what's inside them. So go and do yourself a favor. Get some dirty boxes at sleefs.com. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. Also, wherever you are tuning in, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification so you get notified every time we go live or drop new content. Because like I said, this is the home of the greatest fucking podcast in the world. And we're coming to you free every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. So do yourselves a favor, tap those little red buttons and tap the fuck in. But without further ado, let's get into my conversation with Kid Valiant and Rochelle fucking Rogue. Yeah! Welcome back to the greatest podcast in the world, and I am joined by one of my favorite people in the entire world. And I know that's about every guest that I have on, but this time I've got two people. I'm not going to tell you which one's my favorite person, so maybe we'll have them argue. But we got Rochelle Rogue and Kid Valiant in the house. What is up, guys? I'm excited. Wow.
Hey,
hello,
how are we? How are we?
I'm good. The live crowd's going nuts, as always.
Your audience, the whole
Dude. Dudes, I should say. I'm excited to have you both on. Like, I've had you both on the podcast, a couple of 2-3 times each. Now, have you guys both on the podcast at once? I'm excited. This is going to be a fun night.
It's different. It's different because we're going to be talking over each other, but I think we can work to the best of our ability.
We'll try.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think Rochelle might slap you upside the head, but I've got to say that the new hair color, man, looks pretty funky. I like it. I dig it.
Appreciate it. Getting back into the hair color. I haven't dyed my hair in over a year now, and with the upcoming Japan tour, I thought it was appropriate to dye my hair. So yeah,
absolutely, man. Let's get into Japan. So both of you are heading over to Japan. I'm extremely proud of you both. Like, I feel like since I really started this podcast, I've had some form of contact with you guys over the last 3-4 years. So to me, I'm really proud. I'm really excited for you guys to see you guys have this opportunity. How did it come about for both of you? Like, did it come about the same sort of time? Like, what was the situation?
To me,
you go first, and then I'll go.
So we both have wrestled in Tasmania at TCW. So we had met someone called Ichi, who was a former referee there, now a wrestler. He actually went over to Takamichinoku School in Tokyo at Just Tap Out. Obviously, because he's been there for about 3 months, he sent me a link randomly one day, and it was like, hey man, long time no talk. Tucker's actually running an 80-person junior heavyweight tournament worldwide. Click on the link, send through your application, see what happens. So obviously Japan's been lifetime goal. I used to ring up my grandparents' house at like 8 years old, leaving voicemails being like, oh, I'm going to Japan, I'm wrestling this person, I'm wrestling that person. So I freaked out as soon as I put my application for it. I was like, oh, you know, I doubt I'm going to get it. Next thing you know, like a day or two later, he's like, oh, promo pictures. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So I sent through my promo pictures. And then that day, if not the day after, on the official Just Tap Out page, within the first like 30, 20 people of junior heavyweights in the actual tournament, and I'm one of them. So that it was
that's crazy.
Just by luck. If I hadn't have met Itchy from Tasmania, I don't believe we'd both be going to Japan. So at first I didn't know females were allowed in that tournament, because normally with junior tournaments over there, they're always male based.
Sure. Especially Japan, because Japan is like doesn't really do intergender.
Yeah. So when I saw that, very surprised, and like, and honestly, it was very cool to see, especially like you said, because Japan's very split divisions, which, like, to be fair, like over there is a respect and cultural thing, 100%. Sent the link on to Rochelle, and then rest is history. She chucked the application in, and then
So chucked the application in, and probably like a month or two afterwards, I got this random message from Taka being like pretty much like asking me for details and promo pictures and all of that type of stuff. I was in the middle of work, so I was like, I had just like end of exams, going like I was working, and my manager was like, go focus like on your exam for like the first like hour of your shift, and once that's done, like come back to work. So I'm in the middle of like got my laptop, my whole setup there, and I've just checked my phone to, as you do, you know, short attention span and whatnot. And I got this message from Taka, and as soon as it happened, I was like freaking out. Sent the photo to KV, to Will and Charlie, and I'm like, what is my life? What's
crazy.
So that probably all got finalized
about 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago. So now I'm on the junior heavyweight tour, and I'm on Just Tap Out's girls special show as well in January.
Wow. Yeah,
we both managed to pick up at least another booking while we're over there. So it's very humbling, like two young Australians being offered an opportunity of a lifetime, pretty much, to actually go over. Like it's really humbling. It's actually made me really emotional when I got accepted. I don't think I cried that much to myself, obviously, while she was at work, with my dad as well. Like it's a very, I don't know what the word is, but it's a very surreal. Yeah, I think surreal's right. It's a very surreal thing, and to do it with my partner as well, that just makes it 10 times better.
Well, I feel as well like it's one of those things where it's like this is a massive opportunity where someone's saying, hey, we want to bring you over to another country to perform. This is everything that as a performer that you work so hard to get to these opportunities. So this is like the big payoff, like not the big payoff, but this is like the first of many payoffs, I feel like, for you guys.
Yeah. We have some cool stuff in the works for hopefully next year with a potential US trip. But like to debut in Japan before we even touch foot on American soil, it's so bizarre to me. And like one of our friends, Harry Ducks, who lives over in WA, who's also going to Japan, like to think he's also debuting in Japan before an American debut as well. Like it's a really crazy thing, because especially as Aussies, a lot of Aussies go straight to America or the UK, and like that's I wouldn't say the easiest way to debut abroad, but like it's really unheard of for people to debut in Japan before they do in America.
America and the UK are always probably the first your first thought when it comes to like international travel, because like originally that's what we were planning on doing. We were like, oh, we'll just go to America, and we'll go on like a holiday. We'll like actually like go spend our 2 years together, like over in America and whatnot. Obviously that plans fell through with that, and then now
Now it's Japan.
Now it's Japan. I get to go to the Pokemon Center.
You know what? Like when I speak to people like, you know, Zuko and like Hunter Hayes, they all like both of them say the same thing. And it's like, you know, in order to get really good at this, you need to go overseas. You need to travel. You need to go to the States because like it's just that next level of like evolving. Like they said, was like because even Zuko said the first time he went and traveled to the US, he's like that's when he said he'd been wrestling for like 5 or 6 years. He goes, but when he went to the US, everything was like, like he goes, a lot of light bulbs and aha moments were sort of happening for him. And same with even Hayes, I think he was saying something similar.
Yeah, one of our friends, DCT, I'm sure you've heard of him. All he would ever say to us when he was back in Australia earlier this year was like, get out the country, like get out of Australia, go travel. He was going to put in some good words for us in the UK. He still will, absolutely. But he was like, get out the country because like, we can only do so much in Australia, which, as bad as it is to say, like the wrestling scene in Australia is so small, and I wish it was much larger than what it was, and I'm glad it slowly is becoming that. But the only way we can learn and progress as athletes is to go abroad, and we actually listen to him for once.
100%. But you know what? You guys have been able to get this opportunity though, and I feel like in the most with Australian wrestling, there's only a select few promotions of wrestlers that really get recognized on that level. And you see that with tours, a lot of the similar talents are always getting booked. Whereas I feel like that can be somewhat of a detriment to Australian wrestling because it's like there's people like yourselves, there's other wrestlers out there. It's like, why not these people give these guys, you guys or other people an opportunity to get booked on these shows because they may see something that they may like better than what they've seen previously.
No, I get that. It's also like when it comes to things like that, and it's also like within Australian wrestling in general, it's all about reaching out. It's like you're never gonna know unless you actually put your best foot forward. Like you're gonna be your biggest advocate, and that's something I've not learned the hard way, but something that I've learned is you need to advocate for yourself. You need to be the one pursuing other companies because if not, you can't just be a little mopey person in the corner being like, why won't these companies book me? It's like you need
to aggressively go after it.
Oh, absolutely. Exactly. And that's where I like to think I'm good at. I've been very good at networking where I can. You know, I've taken when interstaters or like internationals have came down to Melbourne and there's like, oh, we're going to go out to dinner with them with a few of the wrestlers. I'm always like the first one to be like, yeah, I like, because you never know what can come out of it. Like, sure, you might not get a booking, but like, you know, someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. So like, it's just the little things like that. Like, I remember when the ICW tour happened last year, everyone went out for dinner one night. I actually had her send me through some money just so I can go talk to them, like just so I can meet them. Like, it was an opportunity I couldn't miss, and like I'm very grateful she understood that too. It's just all about networking, reaching out to places, and like you said, like people should get more opportunities. Absolutely, they should, but they also have to put the effort in as well as reaching out because like it's a two-way street.
100%.
It's a two-way street, and I've learned that the hard way, especially recently. It's a very two-way street, but yeah, I'm pretty much rambling here now.
Like I think you're right though, because like a lot of people probably sit back and go, oh, you know, woe is me and poor me, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. But it's like, well, are you sending out messages? Are you emailing? Are you putting that best foot forward to really get seen?
Exactly. Like if we look at my email, like my sent emails, the amount of times where it's like I'll send an email, and if I haven't heard back, I'll send another one in a couple of months' time. Like I'm constantly
chasing up
because like, and if someone doesn't think I'm a good wrestler, all right, fair enough. I'd rather hear that being like, go get good.
Yeah, I'd rather hear a no than not hear anything back at all.
Exactly.
Because at least with a no, you got a definite answer there, and then okay, cool, I can move on from this situation there.
Yeah.
100%. Look, I get it with even doing this, like podcasting. If there's someone that I really want, I'm like a dog with a bone. I will find a way. I will find an email address or a contact or something to connect me with this person, able to get what I want. Sometimes it's just out of your reach or whatever, but it's like, if you're really sort of passionate about something, I think you'll really sort of find a way to make things happen.
It's in life too. Like you meet people, like you met your friends, and they know people from there, and then like you got more friends or more people. It's a reality situation that happens in wrestling where it's a little bit more complex in wrestling, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, but. Yeah, it's very much a two-way street, and if they really want you, they will reach out. But like, they're not coming to you because like you're not going to them, sort of thing. It's a very tough scenario.
It's almost like a schoolyard thing. It's like, well, they didn't come and say hi to me, so why should I go and say hi to them?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And Michelle K has like, he was like, how good is network? Networking's the best and worst thing in the world. Like, you can meet some real shit cunts.
You can't, but you know what? Like, that's the thing. Is like, I think I should probably do more networking and stuff, but I'm like, get to the point. Like, I'm 41, so I just get to the point. I'm like, fuck, I really can't be bothered. Like, if I have a night to just sit, it was like the other week I got invited to go to some like magazine launch party or something like that. I'm just like, I just want to hang out and play Xbox with my son. Like, can I do like? I don't really want to do that. Like.
There's definitely been times where we're both like, we can't be fucked. Let's just chill at home.
Let's sleep. Yeah.
But I feel like if you put yourself in that situation where you're not really in the mood for it and can't be fucked for it, and then you go and do it anyway, like you're not really putting out a good representation of yourself. Like if you are burnt out.
Exactly right.
Yeah, like first, first impressions are a very big thing. Exactly. And like if you're going to come across as a negative mopey person, that's all they're going to really see you as, unfortunately. So if you're really not wanting to go do something, it's probably for the best that you don't do it, unless like you flip your mood straight away. Like Yeah.
The bit of you saying that, and I'm going to play it to my wife saying, see, Kid Valiant said that, so I don't have to go and hang out with your parents on the weekend.
Oh, you're going to be the catalyst of arguments. Oh, great.
No, I'm just deflecting the heat from me to you, brother. Like it's
all good. It's fine.
Oh, good heel work, brother G.
Hey, that's it, man. That's it. But like, like you mentioned the ICW tour, like, how did you find that? Like that whole experience as well, because you were booked on that series of weekend both.
So I think I previously mentioned on one of your podcasts, I got the call the day of one of their pit fighter shows, their first show of the tour. Wasn't booked on it. I was only originally booked on the Saturday show on the DMDU show. As soon as I got the opportunity, I couldn't say no. Like I had to, like I had a point to prove. It's like to myself as well. I'll be like, I can hang or I can show these motherfuckers like who I am. But it's also like the networking side of things too. It's like I can impress these people, and then these people will know me, and then they can put in good words everywhere else. So that weekend was very beneficial. Went by so quick. But yeah, if it wasn't for that tour, I don't think I would have known a lot of people from the US. Like Casanova Valentine, he was a lovely dude. We actually got drunk drinking some fruit singles at the dinner, and every now and then I'll tag him on Twitter, or he'll do the same to me, or like other wrestlers who are at the dinner or just know the story will go there, and it's just a little banter thing. So it's good having those little moments there. So that weekend was really rewarding. I'm very grateful for that weekend. I scared her though, because I jumped off a cage jumped off the top of a cage. But nah, that weekend was awesome. It really was awesome. It was a long weekend.
The pit was the death match, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say hardcore more than death match.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say hardcore personally. Like death match label, but it was more hardcore. Like I think the only death match weapon we did was gusset plates. Oh, and the pigeon spike, but I didn't take that. So lucky me. Yeah, lucky me. I fucking hate. Yeah, gusset plates, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I'll never take them again. I'm never going to do a death match again. I'm just letting you all know. So for the people that's like, oh, we want to see Kid Valiant deathmatch. I did one and done. I personally, it's not for me. That's okay. Yeah. But yeah, it was the deathmatch against Xavier Black. We were I think we're the only, besides Gore, was it Gore and Samson? Besides Gore and Samson, the only all Aussie match on that card, which was really cool. It was very humbling to be on that. And yeah, a lot of people said that was match of the night for them. I like to say I had the spot of the night jumping off that cage.
That's real.
Yeah, so
that was your Jimmy Snooker moment.
Yeah, it was. So the cage was wet that day because it was raining, and we were trying to get it in, and unfortunately the truck arrived as it was pissing down rain. So, oh, Dean, do you enjoy it? Okay, I'll get that later. Anyways, I jumped off the cage because it was wet, and yeah, almost I was freaking out.
Oh, dude, that'd be like because it wasn't an outside show though. Like, so what was just wet?
It was indoors. It was just shit timing, unfortunately. Like, as soon as the truck rocked up, we had to like go bang, bang, bang because it was like how much it was raining.
So. It's, you know, we've seen DMD you enjoy. I don't know who that is, but like I'm just gonna say this straight out, bro. Like if you're joining my podcast and you're using a burner account to comment because you're too much of a pussy to fucking put your real name there, go fuck yourself. Straight out. I'm not even bringing that shit up on screen or acknowledging anything further, you dickhead. But like, you know, talking about DMDU, you know, we've seen a lot of shit over the last couple of weeks. And couple of months really. And I feel like, you know, I had Guido on previously that was speaking about it, and it's really like a downfall of them. The training facility, whatever it is, the 13K that they sort of owed people. You know, because I know you guys have been with that company from the very beginning. So where are you guys with it all? Like, where's your perception as far as, you know, DMDU and working with them and, you know, the allegations?
I'll go first on this one. I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for everyone in management. The ball was dropped like pretty badly, but I know they're working towards like amending things and trying to like better their relationship with the crowd and with the community, like outward, the outer community. They've still got a while to go. There's a lot of things that need to be amended, but they're making the baby steps for it. And I look forward to seeing DMDU becoming what it was when I first started. Well, when I first started wrestles.
Do you feel like the name in itself has been too tainted? Like, do you think like they should just rebrand, start something fresh? Because I kind of like, I don't know, like, do you feel that is, I don't know, do you feel like the branding of DMDU has been too tainted in the Australian market? Can they bounce back?
Look, so Gem's been announced as the face of the company. She's in charge of everything. So we trust Gem. We trust in her vision of the company. She's very much wanting DMD to be the way it used to be, where it was very story focused, very just like a variety of shows. Because deathmatch isn't for everyone, and I think the oversaturation of deathmatch in that market has killed off a lot of things, as well as the extra bullshit that's been on top of it. I do think Gem being the face of the company is going to be very beneficial for the company. That's why we're staying there, because we trust in her vision. Like, we're on the Matter show tomorrow night. We're on the Same Paddock No Disco show next week. So we believe in their vision. If there was to be ever a point in this future of DMD where we feel as if nothing's changing or it's not really benefiting anything, we'll gladly take a step back. And that's been us completely honest. And I've said that to Jem before, and I've said that to the DMDU team as well. Like, I have, you know, been upfront. I'm like, look, if it's in the situation, where it's getting a bit too much again. Like, we can only do so much as performers as well, and like we got to look out for the best interests of ourselves. Only about positive thoughts for them. Like, they both gave Rochelle a home in Victoria when she moved. They gave me a home when my home disappeared, when I was starting up, like after COVID. So it was very much, I'm going to stick with this company for as long as I can. Trust Jen's vision and see what can go from there. Like, there's some pretty cool, exciting things that we've been told that we can't publicly announce just yet.
Sure.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope for the whole of Australian wrestling scene. It's obviously a great company. In terms of the Deemed U name being tarnished, look, I will agree on that. To be honest, I feel like they should have rebranded. I feel like the deathmatch name itself should have been put on a whole or sideline. Like, I think rebranding would have been the best choice. Like, new management is fantastic, but I do think a bit of a rebrand would have been ideal. But once again, we got new management. There's a new team, new everything. So yeah, we'll see what's going on from there.
Exactly.
100%. Like, you mentioned Jem. She was the ring announcer, I think.
Yes.
Correct. So, what's like? I don't know. I want you to answer for her, but like, what's her background? Is she been involved in business or the wrestling business for a long time? Like, why has she been put in to oversee this company? For your opinion?
So Jem's been like involved in the wrestling business for a while, hasn't she? Like, she's
for a
been,
few years now. Yeah.
Like, so she originally started training as a professional wrestler, then she like became a ring announcer, and then she ran with that, and she's
made a name for herself as a ring announcer. Probably, in my opinion.
I've heard of her. I think she's good. I've seen shows she's done. I think she's very capable. So, but sometimes even having a background in booking and stuff like that doesn't necessarily mean the be all and end all. And sometimes she might bring something completely different there. Like, I have seen the flyers of the show, and one of the things that I did see was when I read like the statement, which was written by Joel, him saying, "I'm taking a step back, but he's being promoted on this show." And that's something where I'm like, I don't know. For me, I'm like I've got my feelings towards him and that company. And like I said, I just feel like seeing that and going, is he really being stepped back? Like, how involved is he in this process? You know,
from all accounts, all our contacts been through with Jem.
Yeah.
Like, everything's been through Jem. These upcoming bookings been through Jem. All the dates, well, when she's finalizing dates, like, it's only ever been through her since that statement's been released.
Yeah.
Which I think is very, very good, especially the scenario and how everyone feels about it all. Everyone has different opinions. I'm not going to dwell too much into it because
no.
But like, all point of contact's been through Jem.
I honestly hope she can turn it around, and I hope that the company can come back, because, like I said, deathmatch wrestling now isn't really my cup of tea, but I feel like it has a market, and I feel like being a company which can put on a quality show and have quality production is a main part. And it's better. I don't think there's anywhere else in Australia that really does deathmatch wrestling to a point where it's somewhat quality.
Yeah, like, I agree on that. Like, BCW was, I think, one of the first places that ever did deathmatch, and there was definitely a market there because people would go see Mad Dog and Jun Kasai, or they would just go see Mad Dog and Vixen. And like, even Wrestle Rock was one of the first places to do it too. Like, people would go there to watch it. And so like, DMDU, there's sorry to interrupt, but there's a market there, and there always will be a market there because, like I said, everyone's cup of tea is different.
Exactly. It's no different to all the different styles of professional wrestling. Like, it's just a really little niche little branch that kind of sits around here.
Yeah, exactly. And but you know what? I like it. It's very similar to the metal scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know what the metal scene's like now, but back in my day, like, fuck, I feel old when I say that. But like the metal scene and deathmatch wrestling just seem very like intertwined.
I think that's where AOW thrives in. Like AOW, the upcoming no ring deathmatch company in Victoria. That's what they thrive in. They get the metal bands and they get the hardcore bands. So like people come for the bands as well as the wrestling as well. So AOW is not my cup of tea, but like I have to praise them where they can because they got a market there right there, and like it's very, yeah, like you said, the metal scene, it mixes well together.
100%. And here you go, Dave Carter. Deathmatch is the horror genre of professional wrestling.
I agree. I agree on that.
That's a pretty good terminology to put it at. But you mentioned the no ring, so because like AOW, that's Atomic. I don't know.
Australian Outlaw Wrestling.
Yeah.
Australian Outlaw Wrestling. The no ring stuff, like that's one thing like I personally can't get into because it's just like how like that's the whole thing of going to a wrestling show is the fucking
the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. And like how do you bump?
Be fucked bumping on. Look, the AOW shows I've done a couple. Actually, I've done 3. I'm very much of the opinion trying to do, and this is why I love no ring style as well, and like Japanese style wrestling where they do the no ring shows, like really incorporate technical wrestling and like actual shoot style wrestling involved, because not a lot of people see that, and I don't think a lot of people really appreciate that. So hey, if I get to work a show where I get paid and don't get to do bumps and put on a fucking clinic, I'm a happy chap. That's all it is. Like I love the Mad Earth shows that DMDU run because like I get to when I wrestled Xavier Black, I almost said his shoot name there. When I wrestled Xavier Black back in January on one of the Mad Earth shows, we had a comedy match. And how often do I get to do comedy? Like as of recent, I'm slowly dwindling into it, but like I never got to have a comedy match, and like that allowed me to do that. And then you get to the main event where it's Jordan Sampson versus someone else, and they're just beating the shit out of each other. Like
in typical Sampson.
Like it's and like Michelle said, different strokes, different folks. It's a very much a little niche thing that you either get behind or you don't get behind, and that's okay. Still got to be a wrestler to do any wrestling, any genre. Just exactly right.
Yep.
Exactly right.
Like to me personally, like I don't give a shit how people put on shows, whether they use a ring or they don't. My personal thing, if I like it or not, is my personal thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as my thing is, as long as companies are putting trained professionals in there that are good at what they do, know how to protect themselves and their opponents, and people aren't getting hurt and sustaining long, serious injuries.
Yep.
I don't give a shit. Not that I don't give a shit, but it's like if someone was putting on like just some random kid that's been trained for a day into a match, then yeah, I'd probably go, no, I don't.
Yeah, you question it, absolutely.
But that's in any type of thing, ring or not. Like if someone put in a green little baby wrestler into the ring, I know I'd have some choice words to say because like, what the fuck, man? That's not.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
We gotta.
Worldwide, not just here.
All around the world. We gotta protect each other, and that's all that matters. Like this sport's all about protection, and I hate when there's a lack of protection. And so, dude, where's my ring? Like Michelle said, cheap little plug there, cheeky little plug. Is the best example of no ring shows having a hybrid mix of wrestling. Like I watched a fatal 4-way match, I think, off their most recent show with like Harry Ducks. I believe the Great George was in it. I'm unsure. But it was a fatal 4-way match, and that was just a great match in general. Like, put that in a ring too. It's a great match. Remove the ring. It's a great match. So as long as, like you said, there's professionals, everyone's safe, it's ran in a professional manner, and it's not bothering anyone, then who are we all to get angry at them?
Yeah.
Like they're doing their own thing. Cool.
Yeah, and it's really, really good.
It's good for it's good for the wrestling community. More work for everyone. That's all it is, and that's why I hate people when they shit on. Oh, there's so many promotions in this one state. Oh, there's a lack of promotion. Like the more work, the better for everyone. That's my opinion.
Get your wrestling, brother.
Yeah, no, I get it, and it's interesting because it's like I have like I'll have Jason Helton message me quite frequently about certain things about professional wrestling, and it's like I know he watches the podcast and he will sort of message me about certain comments I make and what other people make on this show. And he's like, oh, but if you're a champion over here, then you shouldn't be able to go and like wrestle over here. I'm like, but why? Just because like someone's gone, yeah, we see value in you. Like you can't go and wrestle other places. Like, I don't know. Like to me, like I get the mentality of a company investing in someone, but still, if I was going to have someone as my champion, I'd want them to go and say, hey man, if the other promoters let you wear my belt out there, as long as you're not fucking disgracing my belt and you're like you're looking strong as fuck. You know what I mean? Like get my company out there.
Yeah, but like adding on to that, we're not contracted. And I'm not getting paid a full-time wage to be a wrestler at someone's company. If someone was paying me a full-time wage where I can pay my bills and I can live comfortably, okay, I could understand that. But if I'm not getting paid a full-time wage and making a full-time earning off of wrestling at one company, I personally don't care. I will wrestle wherever I want to wrestle. And if someone has an issue about where I wrestle, unless they're going to be paying me a full-time wage, then I'm sorry, I'm an independent contractor. I make my own decisions and I call the shots when it comes to myself and my character and the way I wrestle and who I want to wrestle for. Like no one gets to have a say. But if the E wanted to give me a contract and say you can be a pretty princess, and be the best damn you'll be the best damn pretty princess. The E is seen.
Dave Fadden, bro, as well. Australian wrestling is WWE. They shouldn't act like they are holding. Exactly right. Like I feel at times other Australian wrestlers are trying to pull each other back. Like we're here to make each other better. We're here to trying to grow the scene a lot more. Like we want to talk about how we want to support each other and support local wrestling. Then why are we neglecting and bashing other companies and neglecting and bashing other wrestlers? Okay, if a wrestler's done a really, really fuck thing, understandably so.
Yeah, but if it's just like, oh, you don't like that company because they, I don't know, they've done something, they've booked a show on the same day as you, or you have a disagreement with the promoter, you shouldn't be forcing your opinions on
everyone else you've been around with.
And this is something that I said with B-Boy the other day. It's like, I've been around the scene for a few years, right? So like I've got a lot of friends from all over this country. Like, and look, I've got beefs with certain promotions out there. It's well documented what I said, but in the same sense, I wouldn't look down at my friends or wouldn't tell my friends to not go and wrestle somewhere. Like that's, how dare I do that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's not my business. My problem with someone is not your problem with someone, or like XYZ's problem with it. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I look at it, is like, if I have a beef with someone, I'm not then going to turn around and expect you guys to fight my fucking battles or other friends to fight my battles. Like, no, like it's being an adult.
Yeah, it's okay to voice your opinion 100%, because I'm a very opinionated person and I'll always be very vocal, because like it's a free country. I got freedom of fucking speech. I'll be very vocal and very opinionated about things. At the end of the day, if it makes you happy, it makes you fucking happy. I'm not one to bash you about that. Exactly. I just want all my friends to succeed.
As long as everyone's happy and safe and no one's getting hurt, then that's the main thing. Go and wrestle whoever you want to wrestle, wherever you want to wrestle. No 100%. One gets to dictate you other than yourself.
100%. But people shouldn't also take their beefs and expect their other people to sort of like carry that, is what I'm saying as well. It's like, like if someone has a beef with one promoter, don't go work for them. Why? Because you have a problem with them? Like they pay, they run their shows like why? You know what I mean? Unless there's a safety issue or like some sort of like thing, then fair enough.
Yeah, that's.
Josh Gatt says he wants the rest of me over too. I'm not doing jobs, Gatt.
Piers Austin right now. Piers Austin's the most best person. Like, and if you go on any other podcast, I don't like you.
Hey man, I'll hold you to that one, bro.
Oh fuck! It's clipped. It's clipped. Oh no!
You worked yourself into a shoot, brother.
That's it, brother. But it's interesting though, because like there's so much. Piers is too busy at Macca's. Fuck. Okay. All right. No, so there's a funny story behind that. So like, let me tell you. So one night after a show, it was me, Nathan, Scotty Paulo, the Greasers, Flame, went out to McDonald's after a show. We're sitting there, got our food, we're sitting outside, and I'm like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. I get up and the cleaner's holding the door. I've gone to open the door. He's then pushed it out and started screaming at me, getting in my face, going, fuck it, Bubba. I'm like, motherfucker, are you for real, bro? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And that's the thing. And now it's like I'm the guy that tried to fight a 70-year-old cleaner at Macca's that's the joke.
Macca's, you find the most interesting characters.
Yeah.
The local Macca's down the road from my house.
We don't.
But you know what? When they fuck up your order and you tell them, they look at you like it was your you made the mistake.
Yeah, 100%. And then you're like, well, I'm sorry that I ordered it. I'm sorry, man.
I worked at Macca's. It's not hard to make a fucking burger. It's not hard. I worked for like 2 years at McDonald's. Like, sure, it's fucking annoying. You don't want to be there. We understand that. We get it. But it's not hard to fuck up. Like, no pickles. Okay, just don't put the fucking pickles on. How hard is it?
Yeah.
Or like, people can be allergic to shit. People can bite into that shit. Oh, man. I love how we're talking about fast food now and just getting into the content.
Exactly. That's what the podcast is going to be. We've gone to like shooting on people to having like Japan talk, and now we're just going to talk about fast food. So, I'm more of a Hungry Jack's kind of guy anyway, to be honest. So
I'm a
KFC. I'm a KFC dude.
My wife hates Hungry Jack, so anytime like her and the kids are away, like that's the time where I just like pig out and spend like $80 on Hungry Jacks. And
whenever we are like, can't be asked making lunch or dinner. Yeah. There's KFC and then there's Hungry Jack's.
Right next to each other. So we'll go through Hungry Jack's
and then go through KFC. And nothing beats a triple cheeseburger super stunner meal.
Like Hungry Jack's is in my go-to, but like if I don't want Macca's or I don't want KFC, I'll eat Hungry Jack's. But like only the chicken stuff.
This motherfucker's gonna get blocked.
Damn.
I'm kidding.
I wouldn't say it sucks that bad, but like,
what the fuck up?
I'm in trouble now. I'm in the doghouse.
Dude, like I was spewing that FWA the show got cancelled in March. I was really looking forward to catching up with you guys, to be honest.
Yeah. It's been ages. Like as soon as you were like podcasting, we're sorry we took so long to respond. We've just been very fucking busy. But like as soon as you said on, I was like, yep. Yeah. I'm like, it's just a good time to talk to you. Like, you've only ever treated us with the utmost respect and treated us as genuine fucking human beings.
Yeah.
So it's that we appreciate times like this. And like, I appreciate going to FWA as well because I get to see people that we haven't seen in yonks.
Yeah.
It's like talking to Fivey too. I love hanging and talking with Fivey.
We love
I talk to Fivey like every day. He's one of my best mates now. He's awesome.
Fivey's great.
Do I go into character and shit on him? No, I can't.
Nah.
Uncensored.
I can't.
Uncensored.
So, knowing me, I'd go into a character rant and someone would clip it and send to him saying, "Hey, this is shitting on you on the podcast."
I think Fivey's actually watching. I think he was watching.
He was earlier.
Yeah, I think he was watching earlier. But...
I'm like you. I'm very bummed. We both had some pretty cool matches lined up for it. I had a cool match lined up for it. I don't know if you had a cool match lined up. Did you have a cool match?
Yeah, I had a cool one. No, I had to think for a minute. I'm like, what was I supposed to do?
We both had some cool matches lined up.
It's pretty
sick.
But,
things happen for a reason. I'm one of those people. It's like, wasn't meant to happen at this given moment of time. I'm not holding anything against them. I'm just keen for the fucking next FWA event.
I am too. Yeah. I miss FWA. I miss all
I miss FWA.
Like FWA, like a lot of people, like whatever, like people say what they want about FWA, like, but to be honest, I always have fun at the shows because there's always cool people that are working on the show. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like I think people look too much into it as well. Like there's certain like companies out there and like the elitists of professional wrestling kind of like whatever, but like it's fucking pro wrestling. Like let people go out and have a bit of fun. Like as I said earlier, as long as they're not hurting themselves or other people, who gives a fuck? Like
exactly.
Fivey's given opportunities to people who would never thought they were given an opportunity, and I was one of those people. So so was Rochelle, like
myself included.
Exactly. Like FWA is one of those places where it has for people who work on their shows, for those who genuinely give a fuck, it's always got a soft spot in my heart for them. And like FWA is awesome. I miss FWA. I'm just keen for it to come to Melbourne so I don't have to go on a plane at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Fivey has told me that he's flying me and Nathan down to Melbourne. So when I do, me and Nathan have said we're going to try and make it a weekend and just like, but so we both get a weekend away from the kids.
Well, we'll
definitely.
I'll try to talk to the MXW team to see if we can line up a double header weekend so we can get you boys involved.
And we'll do some things.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. That'd be a lot of fun because that was actually something that I'll tell you guys off air because I don't want to give away storylines and shit. But there was something that like for this show I actually pitched for both of you to be like, yeah, that was something that I was. I don't want to give the away just in case he decides to do it. But it's interesting though. But like the last FWA show, like I missed that, but I know there was some altercation that happened during your match, Rochelle, which spilled over into your match as well. Like, do you guys want to talk about that? You want to leave it? Like, what do you?
I'll briefly sum up what happened. So I was wrestling one of my really good friends, Charlie Rose. Throughout this match, people in the front row were making sexist and racist comments towards me towards me and Charlie because we're both femme presenting and I'm a proud Indigenous person. Afterwards, I kind of lashed out and I told them to shut the fuck up, essentially. I went backstage and I told everyone backstage. KV I had an altercation with them. They weren't too pleased about it. Afterwards, turns out one of these people they worked at the facility and they were allowing all of these comments to be made and they were partaking in it. Then these people, after they got told to
leave the premises.
The premises, cut it out. They waited in the car park to try and jump
the both of us.
To the point where we had to put KV in the production van.
Fuck now the escape.
And then we've got to tell the escape story as well.
Look, it was a situation it could have absolutely been avoided, and I'm gonna take full fucking responsibility for it. I had a water bottle on me. I got some water in my mouth. I spat it out in them. Was it the best thing to do? No. Looking back at it, it probably wasn't the most responsible thing. I could have handled it in a much better situation. But in a situation where I'm getting really G'd up for a match, and when I get into character behind the curtain and getting really hyped up, I like to slap myself. I like to get myself angry.
Of course.
And then obviously hearing my partner and one of my best friends being like verbally attacked in a racist and sexist remark, obviously that's going to flip a few switches in there. So went out there, did what I did. For those watch on Fight TV, I'm not going to get into the full story. Do I regret treating them like shit? I don't regret treating them like shit. No. Do I regret the way I handled it? Absolutely. And for a 20-year-old to admit and to say where he fucked up, it takes a lot. Especially me. I'm a very stubborn person. It was it was definitely a scenario that could have been avoided. So I do like to apologize for putting everything onto FWA to 5 into for those who were stressing about the situation. I should have been a bit more responsible at that time because I was very much nonchalant, didn't really give a fuck. Like, what are they going to do? They're not going to do much. Like, worst thing that what's going to happen? Like, we're going to call the police. We'll get escorted. Shit will happen from there. Either I'll cop a fine or I'll get arrested, or they'll cop a fine, they'll get arrested. It's one of those things that, yes, absolutely could have been avoided, and that's on my fault, and that's on me. I'll take full fucking responsibility for that. But if you're going to say racist and fucking sexist or homophobic, transphobic, fucking ableist fucking remarks to anyone in wrestling, and you're not expecting some sort of consequences back towards you, then fuck those guys. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
That's shitty behavior, and that's everything. And to be honest, I commend you for at least being mature enough to look back at it and go, look, I probably handled it the wrong way. In the same sense, like, and look, that's just shows your maturity for someone at 20 years of age as well. In hindsight, when emotions are running high and you're in that sort of environment where you've got all that adrenaline running through you. You just had a match, Rochelle, with Charlie. You were about to go out there and wrestle an international, I believe, on that card as well. So, like, everything, like, the emotions are running high, you know. But I think
overwhelming situation.
Yeah.
But I think in hindsight, with people like that, the best way to handle them is just to no sell them. Because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if it doesn't react, if you don't react to it, it's kind of like they're like children, and it's like if my kid starts kicking off at a tantrum in the middle of a Kmart, I'm just gonna keep walking. Once he doesn't, if I'm not reacting to it, he doesn't give a like. Oh shit, Dad doesn't care. It's the same thing with idiots like these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it took. Look, like I said, yeah, I take full responsibility. I was and like you said, the adrenaline pumping and just like me getting into character and like wrestling fucking Kalisto as well. You know, this is a guy I looked up to as a kid. It was a very overwhelming situation. Like my partner's just been verbally attacked in a racist way. My friend just got attacked in a sexist way. It's a very it's a very overwhelming, overstimulated moment where I could have said the same sort of bullshit. I could have fucking done something. I could have whacked them. I could have done anything in that moment. And I think in that time of place, I think that was the right thing for me to do, because the last thing I want is to. I did ruin my entrance, but I don't really care. Like the entrance, whatever. It's the match that counts. Like I could have went up. Is it live or pre-recorded? It was pre-recorded, brother G.
100% pre-recorded.
This episode is live.
Oh, this episode's live. Oh yeah.
No, it's pre-recorded.
It was just a situation that could have been avoided. It could have been dealt with in a different entirely way. There's no one to blame but myself. But yeah, I want to apologize to FWA, to those fans as well, to the fans' family. The fans' family, like the mother.
They were all in on it.
Oh, they're all in on it? Well, then they can all get
this was like a family. This isn't like a group of homies.
I found that out after, like, so I mouthed off at them and I went backstage, and then I got told that the whole family was like, were making those remarks. So
this is I thought this was like a group of homies just hanging out. Like I didn't know it was a fucking family of people.
Yeah. So it was a group of homies in like
the back
row, and then the family were in the front, and they were all in on it. And I'm like, fuck, man.
To be fair, I don't know if she was the mother in the situation or just like an adult in that little group, and just to let people get away with that shit, especially in this day and era, like saying shit like will get you in trouble regardless of like how people react to it. It's like, take some fucking responsibility. Tell them to shut up. Like you're in an environment where that's not on.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what people expect you, and like that's how people expect you to enter this building with the utmost respect and to leave with the utmost respect. If you want to say all that shit out on the street, say that out on the fucking street. But when you come to an event such as this, where it's a variety of gender, fucking sexuality, race, just everything in general, like show fucking respect.
Yeah.
But were you working heel that night, Rochelle? Or you
so it was a face match. So
fuck. I was gonna say, if you were a heel, fuck, imagine how fucking heated you got these people that they had to go racial fucking.
I know.
Like, if that was a heel thing that you got them to react, I was like, fuck, that's some good heat.
To be fair, I was the one working heel in the match against Kalisto. Obviously, he's the international face. Like, so good heat, brother.
But then now we'll go to the getaway story. Okay, so show wraps up. We have to put KV in the production van. So with Gold Standard, they put him in the van. They drive to the Macca's. So then it's me, Will, and Charlie, and we're all like, so yeah, me, Will, and Charlie. I'm stressing out because I'm like, we had driven up, so I was in my own car. So I go ahead and like we're there with Bucky and who else was there? Bucky was
Xander Sullivan.
Was Cam there? No.
Yeah, Cam was there.
Yeah.
There was a few of them.
So all of us, all of them.
Cam is one person who, like, I don't know how well you guys know Cam. He could legit fuck.
Oh yeah, he knows someone. Yeah.
I used to train Cam. So.
Yeah. I love Cam. Cam's one of my closest friends in the business.
He's amazing.
Yeah, we
guys
love hang out so much now. It's great to see.
It's great.
Like me and him.
Yeah, is it you and him that hang out? Or am I tripping?
No, we do. Like he does a lot of like I brought him into doing commentary into like boxing and all that sort of shit.
That's what I was meaning. Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Yeah.
Doing some things.
Welcome to the Maccas.
We all KV is at the Maccas with Gold Standard. It's fine. I didn't say nothing. So they're at
Covey.
What up? How are we?
Go Valiant.
Hey, this is Shooting the Shit Uncensored. If you want to know my name,
So we get escorted to the car with this whole group of like
they're already at the
big,
Macca's.
scary.
They're already at the. They're not big and scary.
No,
they're just
big, scary wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
So we get into the car, and one of the fans messages, like not messages. One of the fans comes up to us and like, "Hey,
They're already there.
they're at the Macca's. Get on the phone with KV and let them know. Go back to where you're staying. Like, you guys need to like bounce. We're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we end up getting in the car. We have Bucky and like Bucky following us, like Bucky and Cam following us in the car, but like behind us to make sure no one's following us, whatever. So they're like pretty much right behind us. We're on the call, like calling Kobe, calling KV.
Everyone knows my name at this point. It's not a fucking
Yeah,
surprise. It just pops me every time everyone
So
drops
hard.
it.
So we're calling KV on the phone, being like, "Yo, they're at the Macca's. Tell Gold Standard to meet us at the hotel.
Yeah, so
we'll meet you there."
Get dropped off at the hotel.
And got dropped off at the hotel. And then that was it. They were waiting for us in the car park and then across the road for like a while afterwards.
Like,
why was I not there? Like, I haven't missed it. Like, why was?
Did you have another booking or no? Or did you have a family event?
No, that was Impact. That was the same weekend.
That's right. Yeah, it was on the Wagga weekend. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was going to see you on that weekend. Oh, what could have been?
I feel like I miss out on all the fun. Like I would have gone out there and I would have been like, all right, bro, I'll throw hands.
Let's go.
Me, Cam, and Bucky, bro. Like fuck, I'll just stand behind those dudes. You guys take care of it. I'll just pretend I'm throwing shit.
Yeah, you're just instigating, like, yeah.
I had my dad messaging me because he watched the live stream. He's like, fuck, I wish I was there because I wanted to see these cunts try. So
God. Father Valiant.
Yeah. It's
Daddy
yeah, like I said, just a situation that could have been avoided. It's a funny tale to tell. People are gonna hate me for it. That's whatever. Like it's clear that yes, I fucked up. Cool.
We almost got jumped. That's the story.
Yeah, but that's your old school fucking heel story that you can tell in 20 years' time going, hey, I was out in the Dural Dome and I got heat where these guys are waiting for me at Macca's, bro. Like, go hard on that shit.
Yeah, like it's a funny, like when people ask about it and they're like, oh, is it true? And I'm like, yeah, well, like, is there context? I'm like, yeah, here you go. And they're like, oh, fuck, well, you did the right thing, but yeah.
See,
it's one of those tales I can tell to my kids.
If I was you, I would Hulk Hogan the shit out of that story.
I
would Terry Bollea the fuck out of that shit.
Fucking bullshit it all and just exaggerate a lot more than what it is.
It was 30 bikers. they were
like 40 of them. I had my fists ready. I was doing what James Ellsworth said: any man with two hands has a fighting chance. I was boom.
And then they were too scared to fight me. Oh, that's crazy. But that is kind of like, that's nuts that these people felt like that was, I don't know, that was their reaction. Like, I don't know, grown adults and a family at that as well. That's pretty fucking gross.
To be fair, what I did was pretty fucking gross to them, but like, it's get good. Get good.
Get shit on.
Fucking
no, but yeah, that's the situation for those who really wanting to clear the air and shit like that. This is what's happened, and there's a lot of people that will vouch for this.
Sure.
I fucked up. That's all I can say.
Oh man, look, you own it. You've done. You. I think you've handled.
What's
yourself.
done?
Exactly. There's nothing you can do to change it, bro. And the fact is, like, you're accepting your part in it. You've put up and said, "Hey, I could have done it better." And like, to be honest, most people your age probably wouldn't even be looking at it like that. They would just be looking at deflecting it and putting the blame on the other party, where I feel like you've accepted your part in it. And, I think that's a mature way to handle it.
It's the only way to move on from the situation, clear the air out, make everyone aware of what's happened. Like, you need to be honest with yourself and you need to be honest with everyone else too. Like, otherwise shit's going to fucking keep moving, like sides of the story, bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Being so close, and that sucks, Southgate, to hear that you're being close to walking away from shows because you've been someone that's with the constant support.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I can kind of I've had Southgate message me a few times and stuff like that. And that's like one thing. Like, I feel like because he's copped a lot of stuff from people actually workers in the business, and I feel like, man, if you're a worker in the business and you're like nasty messaging fans, like, you don't get wrestling, like, unless they're like they've done something to you like on a personal level, whatever. But like, I don't know, if you're messaging fans and being fucking like nasty to them, you don't get wrestling. You don't understand it. So.
I've never understood. I don't understand people sometimes.
End of the day, we're all human fucking beings. Treat each other with the utmost respect, unless, like you said, they've done something.
We all got bullied in high school. Okay, this is my theory with professional wrestling. Hold on, I'm gonna take my glasses off for this.
Oh, serious.
We're getting real now. We're getting serious.
So this is my theory. My theory behind professional wrestlers. Okay, so pretty much like 99.9% of professional wrestlers are wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a very small percentage that
I'm not a mark.
Sorry.
You quoted James Ellsworth. You kind of are, bro. You're not gonna.
So, okay, we're all wrestling fans who got bullied in high school for liking wrestling, and now we do it on the weekends, and now we can't handle the fact that we're like, you know, we have fans looking up to us, and now we have this big fish, small pond thing, and the cliquey mentality. Sometimes that was my
Pretty fucking accurate.
It is. We all got bullied in high school. Why can't we just get along and get over ourselves?
But you know what? Like, the funny thing is like a lot of the people, and like because like I said, I speak to a lot of people from all across almost every company in this country. And one of the things I see is like certain people, the level of arrogance that I see from them. And I'm like, really? Okay, you're a really good professional wrestler, but at the end of the day, you serve me coffee at fucking Gloria Jean's. Like, so like, you know what I mean? Like, really, come on. Like, you're delivering my Uber Eats, bro. Like, settle the fuck down.
Literally.
And like people's attitude too, like, it's a showing of character. Like, there's people that don't like me, there's people that I don't like, because like arrogance and just things don't mix well together. Like you said, we not all of us do this full time. If not majority, pretty much every Australian wrestler doesn't do this full time.
No one does. No one does.
We all have 9 to 5 jobs outside of this.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, but the thing is, like, all the politics and the drama that we see here, it's everywhere fucking else. And that's where, like, I have that conversation where, like, people say, oh, Australian wrestling's so toxic and blah, blah, blah. I go, do you think it's any fucking different in the UK or Australia or fucking anywhere else? Like, in any form of entertainment, you even look at television and music, it's the same shit. It's a cutthroat. Entertainment
is going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be everywhere.
Have a certain level of ruthlessness about it.
Like the mixes of egos and just characters and everything. Like, there's always going to be politics. There's always going to be people who book other people because they like him a lot more than this dude, or like this person's not going to like this dude. Like, it's real life high school bullshit going into wrestling, where where we're all loving one. This is what I like to say to the MXW boys and girls. Like, we all have one common interest. That's wrestling. We all love this. Why are we trying to bring each other down? Why are we trying to hate on each other? Let's fucking lift each other up.
Yeah.
Like, I get shitting on people that like shit on us. I get standing up for ourselves, but at the end of the day, like, when we're in this community and backstage and all that, let's lift each other up.
Yeah.
Like, we all love wrestling.
Don't fight back.
And everyone else, if you're watching the podcast, if you do want to shit on people and talk shit, this is why Shooting the Shit exists. I'm kidding. Sorry. That's why the podcast exists. No.
Don't get yourself in trouble now, Piers.
Don't work yourself into a shoot.
But, you know, like, I feel that, like, that's the thing that's right. And, like, I think we've spoken about this, you know, previously when you guys have both been on the podcast. It's like, that you know, you find the people and you resonate with the people in this business that you can stand to be around. And when you're on shows with those people, you look forward to it. You look having fun. My best thing is that I like doing at shows when I get to see my friends and when I get to go and have drinks and a feed after a show. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's really what we do. Like, that's really what
it's the memories playing with your friends. Yeah.
You do some cool shit. do some stuff.
Like I said, one of my favorite clips that I keep rewatching that we've uploaded before. It's like respect. Like just treat each other with respect. You're not going to get along with them. Shake their hand. G'day. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's all it has to be. You're in a match with them. Protect the fuck out of each other. That's all humans. They have kids. They have family. You have kids. You have family. Protect the fuck out of each other. Be respectful. Do your job. It's a job. End of the day, it's a job.
Yeah. 100%. Like, I think the arrogance on shows needs to stop. Just be respectful, turn up, have fun. You know what I mean? And basically have, Benny the back row, how good as after show beers.
As soon as your match is done and you just want to call Great Northern straight from the tap, nothing beats that.
Get a cocktail in ya.
Free
tingle.
I don't know. I just want to put my head under the beer tap and just turn it.
Always.
There's times at FWA where I'm like, is there a staff member watching it? I just want to go on.
Oh my God.
You know what's funny? The last FWA show I did was the Rumble, and it was like people were getting eliminated, and I think it was like the middle of, I can't remember when it was. I think it was maybe I don't know. It must have been earlier in the year, but it was hot as fuck. And like people were getting
that day being actually really hot. Yeah,
and people are getting eliminated from the Rumble and literally just walking over to the bar, ordering a schooner, and I'm like, this is so fucked. It's so funny.
Someone's trying to become the biggest villain. Great Northern's God's nectar of alcohol.
Good old fish beer.
Yeah, I love fish beer. Shout out to Eric Fisher.
Good old Eric Fisher.
Yeah, I've become a White Claw outlaw. Like that's been my go-to.
Oh, you and my dad will get along so well.
Well, I am a couple of years older than you, Dad, since you like to point out every time we talk. So.
Oh, it's the funniest thing because I love seeing you back. I love doing it to people in general. It's the best.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad. No, I don't.
No. But guys, I think let's wrap it up. Because I want to be respectful of your time. It is getting a little bit late here, but man, I always love having you guys on. We got to do this more often. I feel like maybe both of you guys I can bring on potentially as a co-host, like separately for some interviews coming up, because I enjoy having you guys on. It's always a pleasure. It's always a great conversation. But where can everyone find you guys on social media? Give yourselves a plug. What you've got coming up?
Let me see if I can remember them off by heart. On Facebook, I am Rochelle Rogue. On Twitter, I'm Rochelle Rogue PW. On Instagram, the other Facebook, it's Rochelle.Rogue. And then I will be wrestling at MXW's All for One. You can go and follow me and watch my Japan tour coming up. I do some things sometimes, and I'd appreciate if you come watch me do some things sometimes.
Yeah, she does the wrestles well. There you go.
Sometimes, only sometimes.
Social media. That's a double check again because I fuck it up all the time. Instagram, I am Kid Valiant PW. Facebook, Kid Valiant _professional wrestler. You can't forget the hyphen there. Twitter, and I think TikTok. If you want to search my fucking cringy TikTok, that Valiant Kid. You can see me. The upcoming 2 D&D shows this and next week, and then APW where I make Crash Quit on December 2nd, and then MXW All for One in Geelong. Very looking for I'm looking forward to that one. It's
gonna be good.
It's gonna be a very good one. So if you're in Victoria and you don't have anything to do on November 25th, come check out MXW.
Come watch us do some things sometimes.
Why not? Get out there, go check out some wrestling.
Like fun.
I don't know. I can't guarantee I'll bump, but I'll do something. I'll do some things.
Hey, you're a veteran now. You only need to take one bump a year, right? Everyone needs to bump.
The amount of bumps that I do fuck all bumps now. And it's more like, I don't need to do bumps. My back's already cooked. No bumps. Let's just do some cool things.
And then you see me, I want to bump, and then I'm bumping every 2 minutes.
Hey, that's it. But I'll tell you what, guys, as I said, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. It's great to hear from you guys and have you guys on. If you guys want to see Rochelle Rogue and Kid Valiant hosting some podcasts with me, make sure you let us know in the comments. Regardless if you do or you don't, they're going to be doing it anyway. But anyway, guys, this has been the greatest podcast in the world, Shooting the Shit Uncensored. I am your host, The Truth. Until next time, take care. All the best. Mwah! Peace out, bitches.